everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Nicole and this is Let Knit Be Sew. I'm back again this week with another Friday Sews catch up, the hashtag that was started by Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room, where crafty sewy peeps can share everything that's been going on in their sewing rooms over the past week. In terms of what I am wearing today, we are of course layering with another chunky ready to wear cardigan, but underneath it I have got my Durando Plaintain top that I made fairly recently in this, it is navy, it kind of looks black on camera, but it is a very dark navy and white striped cotton jersey. It's, well, you can see where it's poking out from my cardigan when I've got the sleeves rolled up. It's like 3/4 length sleeves, this one, and I'm wearing it underneath my beloved Pippi Pinafore in this black corduroy fabric. So yeah, fully layered up. I've got some tights that I bought that I hadn't worn yet because it hadn't quite got cold enough, but it's one of their ones that have got that like fleecy like fur on the inside, and it's like a hug for your legs. I might have to get another pair because yes, I've been enjoying them. I'm also wearing this necklace, which I was having a rummage because I have quite a lot of jewellery. I used to make jewellery, so I have quite a lot of stuff that is in various boxes, and I'm just having a rummage and I found this, which I didn't make. This was made by a lady called Louisa Goodchild. I'm not sure if she still sells. I will, if she does, I will put a link to her shop. But yeah, it's like this like wire wrapped like little tree of life. So yeah, I completely forgot that I owned this, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna wear that. So yeah, and I've got some sapphire frills earrings in the one from the recent subscription box. It's this little ivy leaf, which I feel like, you know, it's kind of festive, like holly and the ivy and all that. So yeah, that is what I'm wearing today. I'm not sure that this will be a particularly long video today, but I think that's just the way of things once you get to December. There's so much stuff going on, and yeah, sewing time is a bit on the thinner side. So the main thing that I have been working on, or that I needed to get finished this week, was my festive party dress. And my work Christmas party is, well, today for you, Friday, the day this video goes up, if that's when you're watching it, but tomorrow for me. So yeah, I needed to get that finished. And as I talked about on previous videos, I'd kind of had a little bit of a chickening out of using the Fabric Godmother fabric, because I didn't want to rush it and not get the fit right on a woven project. So I had bought some stretch velvet fabric from Pound Fabrics to make the same dress that I made last year, but in a different fabric, in a different colour, and I wanted to make some changes. So the pattern was the Pauline Alice Aldea dress, which is a knit pattern, and it has a bunch of different options in terms of skirt shapes, necklines, the panels, how the bodice is made up, and also a couple of different sleeve options as well. So it's quite a versatile pattern. You get a lot for your money, I would say. So I wanted to make the version that has a crossover bodice, which is the one I made last year as well. But last year I made a sleeveless version, but I wanted to add some sleeves, and I was thinking that I would draft a flutter sleeve for the pattern, which I did do. Let me just grab it. So yeah, I took all of the pattern pieces are coming with it now. Yeah, I took the short sleeve pattern piece and I followed a YouTube video by Sean from Kitnish Behaviour, just cutting into it and spreading it to, you know, create quite a dramatic flutter sleeve, which is what I thought I wanted. I will now pick up the dress. It's obviously very hard to show you a dress just sitting down. I'll put in some photos of it just hanging up, I think probably I won't put any photos of me in it, because I think obviously tomorrow, as I'm wearing it to the party, I will be, you know, looking the best that I do. Like, there may even be some eyeshadow. I know, it's a bit wild, but yeah, I think that'll be better. So I'll have the photo of me fully in it, as, yeah, like I say, as glam as I get on next week's video. But yeah, I will put some pictures like of showing the full length of it hanging up, so just so you can get a better idea. So here we are. So you can see, if I move back a bit, so you can see you've got this crossover bodice. So you actually make like this folded bit twice, and then you cross it over, and you basically trap it in the sort of princess seams effectively. So this is a princess seam. It's hard to see obviously with the velvet, but there is a princess seam that goes all the way down here. Yeah, so you've got this nice wrap over with this neckband, and then it's like a very nice swishy, you can see, very nice swishy like skater skirt, like it is panelled. So there's 6 panels in total, and so yeah, it's just a very like, yeah, I would call it like a skater style skirt on it, which I have not hemmed, and I'm not going to, because hemming stretch velvet is yeah. So I think that, can I hold it up so you can see? But I think it's fine. If anyone is looking at the hem of my dress in that closer detail at the party, then they are too close, and they at least need to buy me dinner first. And so yeah, and it does also have, again, you probably will barely be able to tell, but it's got just tiny little darts on the back of the bodice. I like this pattern. I think the thing that I forgot from making it last time is that there's some bits where it's difficult to use your overlocker for everything. So like, we will not be looking at the inside of this dress. Like, the inside is just, yeah, it's yeah, it is not neat, and part of that is some of the adjustments I had to make to get this to fit, and to do the sleeves, which I'll talk about in a sec. But yeah, it is not very neat on the inside, and I think there's a way that you can do it, but that's not quite covered by the instructions. So I think, and I would definitely make this again, and I definitely want to try some of the other like bodice options, because like I say, this does fit me very nicely, and some of the other versions are a bit more sort of, I guess you would say, like a more of like a day-to-day jersey dress. So I do definitely want to, yeah, go into there. But yeah, I think this version particularly, because of the way that you make up the wrap over, if I was, you know, thinking clearly and had plenty of time, which I did not for much of this, I would maybe do things a bit different in order to have everything more neatly finished than what it is. Okay, let's talk about the sleeves. So I said I wanted flutter sleeves. The eagle-eyed among you might be able to tell that this is considerably smaller than the pattern piece that you just saw. And I did make it as drafted, like I cut out those pieces, I sewed them on. I was a little bit worried because whilst the pattern, like the different options are like fairly interchangeable, I kind of only had thought about it after I cut it out, but like this bodice is drafted as being sleeveless, so you have like another band that's like this one that goes on the sleeve. So I was like, this wasn't technically drafted to have a sleeve, like it wasn't technically drafted to fit that sleeve. So I was like, well, it's stretch fabric, and if I have to do, you know, a little bit of gathering up the top, you know, to ease it in if there's too much, then that's what I'll do. And it did fit in. It did fit in. I didn't have to do too much, you know, I had to trim like a little bit of excess off, but nothing wild. But yeah, number one, again, like I say, hemming. I tried hemming, so I tried folding over the flutter sleeve and ended up with a very ripply hem. But also there was just, it was obviously down here, and obviously I had added quite a lot of volume, and it was just too much. It was throwing the whole balance of the thing off. I've only got little narrow shoulders, and I just felt like there was too much going on. So initially I was like, maybe I'll just cut the whole sleeve off, and I'll just cut. I had plenty of fabric left over to be able to cut out the armband that is drafted for it, that goes in to finish the sleeve off for it to be a sleeveless dress. So I was like, maybe I'll just cut my losses and just do that. But then I was kind of standing in the mirror wearing this and sort of playing around with it, and I was kind of tucking the excess fabric away, and I was like, oh, if I pull it in, I can kind of make a little sort of almost like a little cap sleeve, and I like that had a better balance for the top. It didn't look like there was a crazy amount of volume at the top. I was like, okay, so I sort of folded it in. I roughly clipped it whilst it was on me, and then neatened it up and made sure that they were, I think I've done a reasonable job of making sure that they were the same size roughly each. And then I just done, I don't know that you'll be able to see this on a camera, but I've just done a very, oh, you can, there you go. You have to just get the reflection right. Yeah, just done a very close to the edge zigzag, which has rippled a little bit, but I think it works. I think when I had pinned it on me, I had envisioned it being flat, but obviously, even though I've cut off a huge amount of the volume, there is still a bit of, it's basically a very tiny flutter. It's a cap flutter sleeve. I don't know if is a thing, but maybe it is a thing now. So yeah, that's what I did. And then I have just had to, last night I had to just do a little bit of hand stitching, because this is where we're I just pinked, I cut off the excess after I had hemmed this and just pinked the edges here. But this bottom bit where you don't have any sleeve was kind of flipping out, so I've just hand stitched it down to the thing on each side, and I think once I'm wearing it, it will be fine. But yeah, it was a bit of a palaver. It was not especially fun to sew with the stretch velvet. It's just, it has a lot of bounce, and then you can't really press it, or at least not very easily. And I was like, I don't have a lot of time, so I think I was too scared to even try, and end up with a big burn mark on the velvet. So I just didn't. And hence, why I've just gone, we will not be hemming. But I think I'm happy with it. There's every chance tomorrow I might put it on and go, no, I don't like it, and then I'll just wear something I already have. But my fingers crossed. Tomorrow, with clean hair and some other jewellery. I might actually wear these earrings, to be fair. I don't know. I haven't decided. And I've just got some tights and boots to wear. Nothing particular. I haven't got ridiculous heels or anything like that, because that's not how I live my life. I like having feet. I just can't walk in them, so there will be dancing, so I definitely can't dance in ridiculous heels, so I've just got some little heeled, small heeled boots to wear with it. So that is the party dress. As I've mentioned, I am still planning to sew something with the Fabric Godmother for another event that I've got coming up in the end of January. And one of the patterns that I bought in the Black Friday sale, I think, is the one I want to try to use that for. So, but obviously that's the end of January, so I've got a good couple of weeks to, obviously I could also wear this if I wanted to, but we will see. But I definitely do want to make that fabric into, a smarter going out type dress. So yeah, that is my Christmas festive holiday party dress finished. And yeah, I will, like I say, I will show you a full length picture in here, just for hanging up, and then yeah, next week you will get the full glam Nicole experience, which is not that glam, just to just in case anyone was wondering. I'm not someone who wears a lot of makeup typically. No issues with it. I just, that's not how I choose to spend my time. And like today I do have a little bit on, so I have like some, it's not really foundation, it's like tinted moisturizer, because I tend to get like quite like blotchy, so I just have that to just sort of even things out. And then the only other thing I've got on today is like some mascara, because if you can see that I've only got it on my top eyelashes, and the only reason that I put mascara on is because if I don't, like, my eyelashes are so pale, it looks like I don't have any. So if I was a lucky person to have dark eyelashes, I maybe wouldn't bother. But I have ghost eyelashes, so that's why. I'd actually have a bit of lip balm on today, but yeah, I'm actually probably going to have a little practice after I finish filming this of some eyeshadow, because I do it so rarely. Like, I don't go out to fancy things where, fancy makeup is, I feel like I might want to do that. So I always end up then like being, oh, how do I do this again? So I might have a little practice. But yeah, I'm just not, I'm not very good. Like I said, I don't get a lot of practice, and even though, there's obviously so much stuff, I'm always like in awe of people who can do these amazing things. When you watch people on TikTok and stuff, like hats off to them. Like, it is art as far as I'm concerned. It's just that your canvas happens to be your own face. And there's a program on BBC, like a reality type competition, which I think is called The Glow Up, which I think there might be a new series of that I hadn't seen yet, but that's like makeup artists, and yeah, some of the stuff people do on there is like amazing. But yeah, it's just not the type of life that I lead day to day. So yeah, and yeah, so eyeshadow, a bit of extra eyeshadow is probably all that you're gonna get. Like, I'm just not very good at the other stuff. Like, I do have some stuff that, that like eyebrow gel to kind of like coax your eyebrows into a nice shape, but never really sure what eyebrows are meant to be doing. I obviously was a sort of teenager in the 90s, and that when everyone was like plucking them to within their inch of their life, when they were like really, everyone had like ridiculously thin eyebrows. I never did. I, for whatever reason, find that plucking my eyebrows makes me feel extremely nauseous. I don't know why, but like, so I do it every now and again to like catch really rogue ones, or if I think things need a little neaten up, but I have to like do it in stages. So I don't think I could ever go to like another human and get them to do it, because every like 2 minutes I would be saying, sorry, I feel really sick, can you stop for 5 minutes? So yeah, I'm not really sure what eyebrows are meant to be doing these days. Mine are definitely, I don't know if they're sisters, they may be cousins, rather than not twins, but they're there at least, so well done to them. And the other thing I've never really got the hang of is like lipstick. I have quite a small mouth, particularly a small like top lip, and yeah, I've just never got the hang of it. Like, every time, no matter whether it's like a shade that's like basically the same colour as your natural lips, or something a bit different, like every time I've tried it, I just feel like I look like a clown, or like the kid who found mummy's makeup bag and had just smeared it all over their face. Like, I just it just always looks odd on me, or at least that's what I think. So the most I do on the lip front is, you know, you get those lip balms that have just like a little bit of a tint to them, but I don't have any of those at the moment. So yeah, just a bit of lip balm is all you get. So yeah, that's I'm sure you're all very keen to hear about my technical inabilities when it comes to makeup, but yeah, that will be tomorrow. Yeah, like I say, the theme is 60s disco. 60s disco. I don't know what is in store for us, other than, you know, we do have like a meal, and there's usually some sort of games and frivolities. They try to sort of keep things a surprise, you know, and then a colleague, well, there's usually been a DJ for like the evening part for like dancing, but I think usually it's been like one provided by the venue. But last year, a colleague who does DJing on the side in his free time when he's not working is DJing again, like he did it last year, and he's doing it in this year, and he was really, really good. He's a little bit older than me, and he was just, yeah, pulling out all of the tunes. Like, I feel like some of the ones we've had in the past, you know, they try and like just like remix everything, and then you're like, oh, what even is this? And he was just like throwing out all of the like good vibes, like 90s, you know. At one point we were in like, yeah, proper 90s dance era, and we were all, well, the people who are similar age to me were all like loving it. So yeah, hopefully she'll be a good evening. Like I say, I don't do that kind of thing very often, so it's a treat. Okay, so that's the main thing that I've been sewing. I have also been working on the various Jarrah sweatshirts and the like extra loungewear set that I wanted to make in the fleece. None of those are finished. I did start sewing them in like a kind of batch format, and then something went really weird with the neckband on the Nerida Hansen French terry, so I'm gonna have to cut that off, and I've cut out the funnel neck instead because I don't have any more of the ribbing. So yeah, I don't know what happened. Yeah, it's just gone very wonky, very uneven. I don't know how. Like, I've sewn this thing a million times. I don't know why that one has gone weird. So yeah, those are still in progress. And then, God, the fleece. I'm looking at it at the moment, so there is still fluff like being found, but like, oh my God, the shedding. And also my overlocker was deeply unhappy about sewing it. And yeah, so it's kind of in timeout. I've basically had to, so that it wasn't just shedding fluff whilst it's in timeout, I've had to put it, the only thing I had big enough to put it in was a bin bag. So it's currently sitting in the corner of the living room in a bin bag. Yeah, I do need to change. So sewist confession time here. I've already just, you know, told you how terrible I am at makeup, but my sewing confession is that I have never changed the blades on my overlocker, and I'm not entirely sure when I bought the overlocker, but I have had it the entire time that I have lived in this part of London, which is 4 years now. So yeah, I have never changed the blades on it. So not that I think that that's necessarily why, like, it was having a bit of a, you know, a protest. That I think it is just like it is just thick fabric, and then when you have multiple layers to try and get through when you're sewing anything, it is a bit thick even for a brand new blade, I think. So I think, you know, with hindsight, the thing to do with stuff like that would probably be to overlock the raw edges of the pattern pieces once cut out, and then you know, you can maybe get away with, you know, say like joining the shoulders when you've just got 2 layers. It's when you have like more than that. So when I like threw the towel in was when I was putting the neckband on. So you have like, obviously you have the neckband is like folded over, so you've got 2 layers, and then the 3rd layer, which is your like the body of the sweatshirt. And yeah, that was when it started protesting. So I think probably the thing to do would be maybe sew any like single seams, single, you know, a single layer and a single layer together seams that you can, and then yeah, overlock the other edges so that you can just sew them with a zigzag on the sewing machine, because you need to finish those seams, because otherwise that thing will just shed fluff like forever from the raw edges. So yeah, I think in hindsight that's what I should have done. So yeah, I might have to take off the neckband, or it's not even undo the little bit of stitching that I did before. I was like, no, this is going to break my overlocker. And yeah, come at it with that approach. But yeah, those, yeah, for a time when I have a bit more brain and time to think about doing that in a way that, yeah, isn't going to destroy my overlocker. And like I say, I am about to order, I found somewhere that stocks the blades for the overlocker that I have. That was at a reasonable price, because some of them I was like, that is a lot of money. And I found a place that had a reasonable offer for both blades, because yeah, them is expensive. So yeah, so I will do that, because yeah, it's probably long overdue. Yeah, but that is what I was also working on. But yeah, I don't have anything to share because it's just all in little bits. I think that is all of the creative stuff that I have to chat about this week. I said this is going to be short, and I've been waffling apparently for half an hour, so yeah, that's great. Clearly gonna have to do some editing, otherwise everyone is going to have fallen asleep. So in terms of other stuff, so at the weekend I was at the football. Apparently we just like to time it so that football women's home games coincide with storms in the UK. So I'd been to one at the tail end of Storm Bert, and then on Sunday we had the tail end of Storm Dara. So I had my big giant puffer coat on again, which one of the stewards commended me on when I was standing waiting for my friend to get there. She was like, "That is a great coat." And I was like, "Yeah, it is." And yeah, we were it was a little bit more wet than it was last time, so, and the swirly wind was kind of every now and again you would sort of be like, why is my face wet? And it was just because the wind direction had changed and had blowing the rain underneath the roof of the stand. But in the grand scheme of things, we were actually not too bad. It was just a little bit on the chilly side. You know, I did have gloves on, did have a hat on, but yeah, my nose was still quite cold. But we did win. I will put in a little clip. I managed to get one of the goals live on my phone, so that was cool. So beware the sound. I will try and make sure it doesn't deafen anyone, but the screaming you hear is me. You might not think that's probably my top volume that I'm capable of producing as a small human. But there were only, I think when they announced it, there was 900 and something people there. Obviously a lot of people were put off by the weather, and obviously some people probably couldn't travel because of trains being messed up by the weather as well. So I did feel like, we needed to make noise for the team. So yeah, I'll put that clip in for you to enjoy. so that was good. It was also the end of the Formula 1 season, which I watched when I got home, so I was happy that McLaren won the Constructors' Championship. And yeah, that's it for Formula 1 now until March, which, yeah, is a bit sad, but I'm sure it'll fly by quite quickly. Yeah, and obviously this week I've got the party tomorrow, and then the weekend I don't have anything on that I'm aware of. I need to do a lot of organising. You can't see all of the chaos that is in this flat currently from where your viewpoint is, but yeah, I just need to get on top of things so that when I go off visiting, I'm not coming back to chaos. And then we'll be in the final full week before Christmas. I think probably there will only be one more Friday sews or video in general from me before the end of the year, just because so there'll be one next Friday, just because with like various bits of visiting, like I say, I'm also doing some extra hours for work and one thing and another. Like, I just don't think that I will have much, if any, time to be doing any sewing, and therefore, like, you know, you don't want to listen to me just wittering on about nothing. So yeah, I think there will be one next week, and then then we'll be coming back in January. And yeah, like I say, I'm thinking about stuff that I can do in January to try and have more than one video a week. Obviously, if there is anything that people would like to hear about, please do write in the comments if there's anything you'd like to see particularly, because, you know, you are the people who are watching, so you know, give the people what they want within reason. But yeah, I would be very interested to know if there's anything you would like to see. Obviously, yeah, it is going to take a little bit of like figuring out, because so when I started this channel up, I'd reduced my work hours because for a number of reasons I needed a bit of a break. I'm not going to go into detail here, but yeah, I needed a bit of a break, and I was fortunate that my employer was able to work with me to figure out a solution to give me a bit of breathing space, and also for me to still have some income whilst I took a bit of a break and figured some stuff out, and one thing and another. So but from the start of January I'm going back to full-time, so yeah, it's going to take a bit of figuring out to decide what's going to be the easiest way to like film. And obviously, I mean, not that I have particularly been sewing loads like during the week, but yeah, obviously it gives you more flexibility, where I've been, you know, only logging on to work in the afternoons. So yeah, I think I'm just going to have to be uber organised about when I film, what day I film on, and all the rest of it going forward in January. But I'm looking forward to being back full time, and yeah, doing something a little bit new as well, which is very exciting in comparison to what I have been doing previously, and obviously also also getting paid my usual wages will be nice too. But yeah, that I think is everything. I'm gonna have to do some serious editing, otherwise this is gonna be a ridiculously long Friday sews video. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I have had a few, I say a flurry. I feel like other channels would be like, that's like a drop in the ocean, Nicole, but you know, I'm still new at this. I'm still gradually building things, so you know, to me it's a big deal. But yeah, there has been a little flurry of new subscribers over the last like week, so thank you for that. But yeah, if you have liked this video and you're not subscribed already, please do consider it, and also giving a thumbs up. Like I say, I still don't really know what YouTube likes or doesn't like in terms of when it decides to show your videos with other people, but yeah, everything is greatly appreciated. And yeah, I hope everyone has a great week. I hope you're enjoying all of the festivities, enjoying everyone's vlogmases. I think I'll still be watching vlogmases in January at this rate because I am very far behind. I think I'm on like day 5 or 6, and obviously it's now the 12th, so I'm quite far behind. But yeah, it is nice to see what everyone is doing over the month of December. And yeah, I will see you again next week for the final Friday sews of the year. Yeah, have a great day, everyone. Bye.